What's up, Scorpio? Happy birthday. I hope you guys are having an amazing season. Welcome to your creativity reading for the month of November. I hope you guys are just having so much fun as the sun is moving through your sign. I record these readings for artists, entrepreneurs, basically anybody who is making things happen for themselves or just making things in general. So if that type of subject is important for you or interesting for you right now, go ahead and keep listening. I want to just jump right into your messages. So while I was tuning in for you guys in meditation, I was getting a feeling of celebration, which is not unusual for your season, but I feel like this goes deeper than that. And some of you may be having your solar returns at this time of the year, or maybe you're a Scorpio moon or a Scorpio rising. But regardless of what kind of Scorpio you are, I do feel like there's a sense of accomplishment and revolution, like in terms of your own life. I don't know what the specifics are because this is a general reading, but what I want to say to you, Scorpio, is that you're ready. You're ready for the next step. You're ready for where things are headed. And I feel like you already have everything that you need. So whatever your plans are for 2021 and beyond, I want you to really sit down with yourself and maybe even make a list if you're feeling insecure or if you're feeling unsure of yourself and your capabilities. Make a list of everything that you've already done to learn the skills that you're going to need to become the person that you want to become. I want you to really list out all of the resources that you have at your disposal, all of your skills and talents, all of the biggest challenges that you've been through and what you learned from them. This might take a few pages in a regular college-lined notebook, but I feel like it's important for you to take stock of actually what you already have and what you already know. Because the truth is, Scorpios are deep wells. And sometimes you can forget how deep you've already gone. You know, I think it's easy to always feel like there's more that you can do because there is. I mean, that's also true. But the bigger issue right now that I'm sensing from you is that you actually have a lot more at your disposal in terms of inner resources as well as outer resources, right? Like connections, your network, your bank account, your certificates that you've earned, right? The things that you have at your disposal that will help you get where you need to go or where you want to go. You have what you need. So I feel like it's about really getting in touch with that and going deeper with that instead of feeling like you always need to layer on more insight and do more research or do more studying or do more accumulation of any kind. It's like, no, you already have it, Scorpio. You have what you need to take the next step. So trust yourself, celebrate, have fun right now. And have total confidence in yourself because you do have what it takes already. So let's take a look at your cards and we'll get some more information. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Clear loving guidance for Scorpios. Okay, and I'm going to take a look at your Animal Spirit Oracle cards. Scorpio. And I'm also going to get you a Sacred Destiny Oracle card to understand more about the landscape that you're moving through. All right, Scorpio, let's take a look. So we've got cosmic egg with the shark. Wow. My first feeling with this, Scorpio, is that you are comfortable in this energy. This time period of November is working for you because you're not being limited. I just knocked my acorn off my desk. You're not being limited in shallow waters. You're going into the deep water. And this is true on a societal level or like a collective level, like what you're feeling basically in the collective and what you're seeing going on. I think it's making sense to you. I think your understanding or your perspectives about what's happening in the world around you are going to be closer to the truth. If you can measure the truth as a perspective that tends to give you the ability to take actions that result in the outcomes that you want, like that's the best way of judging whether your perspective is in alignment with what's true in the broader world at large, right? Because if your perspective is leading you to take actions that are rewarding for you, then that's where the bread and butter is. That's like, you should park your camper there, Scorpio. That's what I feel. So with the cosmic egg and the shark, it's like there's consequences for what's going on in your life right now. But I think that you have a broader view of things. So it's okay if you take actions that contain risk or that there is a danger. Sometimes with the shark, it's about exposing your deeper truth. And there will potentially be criticism for that, right? Or if let's say you just wrote a very personal novel and it feels like you're letting all of your deepest, darkest, like demons out and laying them bare for the world to see, right? There's a danger in that. There's a vulnerability in that. But at the same time, you're exposing darkness and bringing it into the light. And it's reflective of an awareness of the whole picture, which is the cosmic egg. So the scorpionic piece of reality is a darker shaded piece, right? It's a shadowy element, but it is the truth. It is about being willing to go to those darker places within your own self to understand what really is true, like the truth that goes beyond slogan, the truth that goes beyond bias and self-interest, right? And unconsciousness. So there is something that I get about, like, if you're a creator, for example, if you're an artist or if you are an entrepreneur, you could be taking some kind of action that makes you feel more vulnerable and puts yourself out there for criticism. But I think you're going to be proven right in your intuition to do so, which is the cosmic egg, because it's fitting into the bigger picture of your industry or of the public discourse or of reality itself. You're seeing a bigger picture than what a lot of other people are seeing. And so with the shark, it's like you want to bite into that, and I think that it's going to require some courage, but I feel like it's going to be totally in your best interest. And now, I think you guys got this last month. Your Sacred Destiny Oracle card is like the landscape that you're going through, and it's focus. So again, if you guys got this last month, which I think you did, focus is so important right now. It's about being intentional. And again, we have this predator animal. So you guys are, you're not cold-blooded. Although Scorpios can be cold-blooded, especially if they're betrayed. It's like you can go from like super like hot, like boiling, to like ice, So I think there is something here about not running away from that aspect of who you are as a creator and as a truth seeker. And that might mean that you change your opinions, or that you have a conflict with someone, or that you reflect to someone their own shadow as well, or to society, if you're like a critique, if you're like a critic, I guess, like you're critiquing a film or a book or something. I think that you have a lot of value to share. So let's take a look at your cards. We've got Justice and the King of Swords, which is another very justice-oriented card. We've got the Nine of Wands and L'Ermite, the Hermit. The Moon. I absolutely love the majors in this deck. Four of Wands and the Three of Cups. Interesting. So you've got the Moon card right around or just after that new moon that's in your sign on November 14th. So I think that's fascinating. This is a very, I want to say dreamy month, but I feel like it's not dreamy in like a Neptunian, like sweep me off my feet kind of way. It's dreamy in the sense that your literal dreams are going to be more active. You're going to be getting more insight from your dream life, maybe from your meditations or from your intuition is going to be acting very, very strongly. And I think the biggest thing that I can say about this reading is that it's going to be really important for you, Scorpio, to be honest with yourself this month, because you've got the Justice card and the King of Swords, which is all about exalting honesty, right? And ethics and authenticity. There could be something going on with a Libra person in your life with the Justice card in the beginning of the month. It's like a Libra person in your life could be helping you to trust yourself in some way, or you may be having consequential conversations with a Libra or an air sign person that's close with you. But there's a successful energy with this that I feel, okay? I don't see this as negative. I don't see this as a challenge necessarily. I feel like it's more you are rising in effect with your principles in the first week of November. And I feel like the attitude that you're going to have is like, take it or leave it, and I think that is a really good attitude for a Scorpio to have, because you can hang on to things. You are a fixed sign and you're a water sign. So once you begin to have a very deep emotional bond with someone or something, you can hang on too long simply due to your fixed nature and the water in your chart as well. So you can hang on to things because you feel like it gives you a sense of security. But with these cards in the first week of November, it's like, take it or leave it, like this is me. And I think that is actually going to pay off for you. Whether this is like an attitude that you have in business, right? Like maybe you're changing something about your platform if you're an influencer, or maybe you are restructuring your pricing or your products if you own a business. But it's like, take it or leave it. This has to be fair to me. You know, this has to work for me. This has to work for my lifestyle. If it doesn't work for me, it's not going to be sustainable. So it's like, take it or leave it, you know? And I think that that pays off. So the second week of November, when we have the new moon in your sign, you have the Nine of Wands and the Hermit. So this is going to be about asking yourself, like, where in your life your persistence and loyalty is rewarding you and where in your life it isn't, right? Especially if you are a Scorpio that has a birthday on the 14th or like right around the 14th, I feel like this is going to really highlight those things in your life, and you're going to be asking yourself, like, what am I committed to that's actually paying dividends back? And what am I committed to that's not giving me, you know, anything in return or enough in return? And I think it's going to be a period of really getting clear on that. You know, where is your loyalty rewarded? Scorpio, you want to go there. You want to go where you are valued and where your value is seen and appreciated. And that might mean that you take a step in a different direction with the Hermit. You know, he seems like he's going in a different way almost, or going a different direction. But the Nine of Wands is saying, like, that this has to do with what you're committed to. It has to do with what you're persevering in, and where is that perseverance paying off and where is it not. So be clear on that. Maybe do some journaling as well that week. The moon in the Two of Cups is coming up in the third week of November, so this is actually really nice. Some of you could be enjoying some new, or some maybe not new, but just a new development in existing connections. Could be a romantic week for you. Could be going on a trip with a loved one or a lover. I also feel with the moon that there's some kind of creativity coming in. And maybe if you're an author, maybe you're writing a love story, or maybe you are, if you are somebody who practices like ritual work, you could be having a really powerful experience, like a very mind-blowing kind of experience with your ritual work or with your meditations, because twos are representative of dynamic interplays, right? And so this is with the moon here, something is being born in your life that has a dynamic element to it. It's like a new yin and yang is at force in your life. Like something is creating more alchemy for you. Something's creating more juice. Creativity, inspiration comes through friction, right? And the alchemical process of substances, on an esoteric level, substances interacting and fizzing, that's kind of the feeling I get, is like, this is a fizzy week. It's a fizzy week. You're going to maybe be drinking champagne, some of you, I don't know. But there's something bubbly about the third week of November. It's like, ooh, this feels inspiring. This feels like it's eye-catching. This feels like you have new ideas, and some kind of creativity is being stirred within you. And I think it's going to be super important for you to walk with inspiration, to, when that inspiration or that creative flow comes in, walk with it, see where it leads you, pursue it if you have to. But there's some kind of like magical kind of interplay of energies within you that is inspiring new ideas. And I think it's important for you to move forward with that. And by the end of the month, it just looks like a really happy end of the month. You've got the Four of Wands, which is a card of achievement of goals. And you have the Three of Cups, which is friendship and connection. So maybe some of you are having a party at the end of the month. Maybe you have a Sagittarius friend whose birthday it is, and you're doing like a paired birthday thing. Or maybe you're just really happy with the way that things are going, but it looks just like there's this really happy celebration energy coming in at the end of the month. So definitely a good time for a party, or a good time for to celebrate something. So that looks really, really good. It's funny that you got the celebration cards, and I actually had the word celebration coming through in the meditation. I just think that's crazy. Now, the Bob Ross message is, anything that you try and you don't succeed, if you learn from it, it is not a failure. Well, I think that this is pointing back to that shark message about exposing like your truth in some way, or bringing something out that you're worried like how other people are going to respond to it. And I think that it's a good message to end the reading on, because it's like everything is a journey, you know. And with the Hermit, I think this is a very good image of what the Scorpio journey is like. Even though this is the Virgo card, I mean, there's a lot of go between Scorpio and Virgo, isn't there? That's how I feel anyway. And with the Hermit card, it's like this is the Scorpio path in a lot of ways. And it is going to be about just continuing to pursue what feels right and true for you, even if that takes you on a really different path, on a path where you are the only one holding up the lantern. You know, it's not well trodden. There isn't streetlights and comfortable, you know, security everywhere. It's more like, okay, you're going into the wilderness now. This is a shamanic journey as much as it is a creative one. And I think that you have to be that light for yourself. But I think you know how to do that. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to fear darkness because you have the light. You know, you are the light. So there is no sense of confusion that can't be disarmed. And there's no darkness that can overcome, you know, the light of your creativity. It's just about being willing to walk out into the darkness that I think is scary. And when I say darkness, I don't mean like pain or suffering, but I just mean uncertainty. I mean, that's like a really big one. I remember when I first started writing, I felt like I was just the captain of a ship that had no lights on it. And I was just at night, you know, on the ocean, just where am I going? It just felt so weird being the driver of a story, right? That you don't always know where it's going. But I think you have to be willing to do that, Scorpio. You have to be willing to put your faith in yourself so that you can actually see, you know, the next step become illuminated right as you're taking it. It's not an easy path. It's not an easy path being a Scorpio and an entrepreneur. But I think, or a creator, right? But I think that it's one that you're actually very well suited to if you're willing to hang out with the discomfort and do it anyway. So I hope this reading has been helpful to you, Scorpio. Please let me know in the feedback if you have, in the comments if you have any feedback, rather. I'm sending you guys tons of joy and blessings for your season. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe to notifications. And I will talk to you next time.